You know how people say men don't know anything about their friends? I went through a breakup this year. Really
Don't
bad.
ask her name.
What? This is chilling. You know when men complain about something and women are like, and who said that, sister?
These men are only doing surface level friendship. When you see two guys that are like, oh, it's my buddy, it's my buddy, they are not close. Oh, they are not close. Most of them are just doing surface level friendship. Because tell me why your friend went through breakup, you don't even remember the girl that he was dating, and you've met the girl. You guys have met the girl, and you don't even know. You don't remember her. You don't remember her name, and your friend actually moved out of that place, move out of a place to another place due to the breakup. You don't even know that he moved, and you guys are friends. Let me show you all this clip.
Stem up, and it's
You know how people say men don't know anything about their friends? I made a game to put it to the test. I went through a breakup this year. It was really bad.
Don't ask her name.
I had to move out of my apartment. I left New York. Broke my heart. What was her name?
Ah!
I didn't know why. I didn't really know why you moved or anything. I didn't know you had a girlfriend. I had no idea. I'm really sorry about that.
And you know what? I actually thought about it more before I asked you, and you have met her.
I also don't know this.
What's this game show? Dan?
Yeah.
Sounds Gen Z female.
I'm thinking
Hey,
like,
Hey, he's on to something. Let him
Let him cook. Let him cook.
I'm feeling the letter M. It's either Madison or Mackenzie.
is there an M in the room?
I'm gonna say Mackenzie.
Yeah, is that your final guess?
That's not how I guess.
It's absolutely not Mackenzie at all. You know how people say men don't know anything about their friends? I went through a breakup this year. Really
Don't
bad.
ask her name.
what? This is chilling. You know when men complain about something and women are like, and who said that, system up? And it's a dig at the patriarchy because the patriarchy hurts both women and men. This is what we mean. What do you mean you don't know the name of one of your best friend's longtime girlfriends? What do you mean you didn't even know why he moved, which was because of that breakup? What do you mean? I can't tell what's scarier, that they have almost zero real connection or vulnerability. I have more connection and vulnerability with strangers I meet at the pet store than these guys do with each other. Or it might be scarier that they're completely normal looking. They don't seem asocial. And one day there's going to be a woman who dates them or marries them and is like, why don't you have any friends? Why do you hate when I'm with my friends? Why do you have emotional outbursts? Why do you not know how to open up to me?
When these men are saying they are lonely, male loneliness epidemic, whatever, is everywhere, I feel like because they are not saying the truth to each other, they are lying to each other. Because if you're friends, if you have a friend that you guys are close and you guys talk all the time, you don't even know what's going on in your friend's life because you don't actually care. You guys don't really talk to each other. You don't know what he does. You don't know who he is. And now this got me thinking, because when you talk about some things that men do and you be like, it's all men, it's the same men who tell you it's not all men. How do they know it's not all men when they don't even know their friends? You don't even know what's going on in your friend's life. I have free reaction on this video. Let's watch the stitches together. But I'd like to know your thoughts about this video down in the comment section, respectfully. As always, I'll see you at the end of the videos.
And it's because these men are ground zero of the male loneliness epidemic. We are so cooked.
So honestly, this was such a difficult video to get through. For reference, this guy was saying how, he's going to make him game because people say that majority of men have only surface level friendships and that they don't know their friends, their male friends, as intimately. So he was like, okay, I'm going to ask them some questions about my personal life. He thought we were going to be super easy. Who was I dating? What was their name? Da 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 da.
Don't ask her name.
I had to move out of my apartment. I left New York. Broke my heart. What was her name?
Ah!
I didn't know why. I didn't really know why.
I don't understand why they're laughing, because that's
It's so
actually
funny.
so heartbreaking to hear
Yeah.
that he didn't have the support when he was going through all this and having to leave New York because of a breakup. He didn't have the support system around him, clearly, because they didn't even know what was happening. He was like, what was her name? And they're like, not just that they didn't know her name, they had no idea why he even moved. The comments are like, this is actually very sad. It's really sad. And it kind of brought me back to this video I made a little bit ago about the Man of the Year trend, because the comments in that video were the responses from men were, I had no idea there were so many guys basically like abusing women. And they're like, I wonder if the men in my life wear a mask while interacting with me. It's so easy to wear a mask with your friends and not be able to hold them accountable if you know nothing about them. Saying, well, what are we supposed to do? I was like, what do you mean? What are you supposed to do? So perplexed. I'm like, what do you mean what are you supposed to do? Like, what are we supposed to do about it? I'm like, ask your friends questions. Do you not ask your friends questions about their lives and are able to then put two and two together if this person is like a predator or not? In my personal relationships, I at least ask people general questions, one, to protect myself. If somebody is predatory, you know, if there's like, are they a liar? Are they a cheat? And it seems like with a lot of these type of relationships, they're so surface level that you don't actually know the person, but it also allows you not to have any accountability with the people that are in your life. So I don't know, this is me ranting, but I also wonder if it comes from a place of privilege. You're not assessing threat because maybe you just don't need to. I don't know, let me know what you think. But I could definitely see how this could contribute to a male loneliness if you feel genuinely the people that you do surround yourself with don't actually know you.
Have we all seen that video of that man who was making like a silly, jokey video about men's friendships being shallow and then not actually knowing anything about each other? But it actually ends up being the most heartbreaking, devastating, sickening video that you've ever seen. Have we all seen that? If you haven't, let me explain. Let me explain it to you. So what happens is this poor guy is like, I'm going to do a video and ask my friends a question about my ex. So he's with his mates sitting around and he starts talking about this breakup that he went through. And it sounds like a pretty life-altering thing. Like he says he had to move out of the apartment and change houses, I think. And he was devastated. And he's like, you know, that relationship that I had and that huge life-defining moment that I had, right? I thought he was going to ask, why did we break up? And his friends were going to say something vague, right? I thought that was the level of shallow that we were going. But he asks his friends, what was her name? And none of them know. One of them goes, I didn't even know you really had to move. You don't know your friends' partners' names, which tells me two things. You don't care enough about your friend to know even the name of their partner. But also, you don't really see the partner as a permanent fixture or someone worth getting to know because of that lack of care for your friend, but also the lack of care for that partner. Like the level of selfishness that leads to these shallowness in their friendships. And they have the audacity, men have the audacity to say to women, your friendships are full of drama. Like the boys and I, like you're always having cat fights, fighting over there. But the boys and I are actually like really chill. Like, we don't fight. You know why you don't fight? Because you don't know each other. You're vague acquaintances. You sit in a room together doing other things. That's why you don't fight. That's why you're drama free. The reason why women have drama in their relationships, also known as interpersonal issues, is because we talk about things with our friends that are deep and that maybe are taboo and that are emotionally complex. And sometimes there are fractures in that. And that causes a real emotional response because we love our friends like our family or like our partners. You know, female friendships are deep. And these men are sitting there. It's so sad. It is so sad. It is so sad. And no wonder they're lonely. No wonder they're angry. They have no ability to make friendships. Like, actually, you know what? They do. They do, because my boyfriend has many deep friendships, who I also have close friendships with. One of his best friends was his birthday yesterday. He sent me a 1-minute voice note telling me how much he loves me after I sent him a video saying happy birthday. You know, this shouldn't be men can't do this, but men are socialized to not do this. Men are socialized to demonize closeness in friendships, and they're socialized to demonize emotional relationships, and it's gay, or you like a woman, and they're also taught to glorify and make fun of their shallow relationships. It's wild. Wild. That is so sad. I hope that man gets new friends that are closer to him. But maybe they're all happy being like that. Crook.
Okay, so by now I think a bunch of people have seen the video of that white guy being like, people say that men don't know anything about their friends, so he interviews some of his friends, and they don't know that he had like this heartbreaking breakup, so much so that he had to move out of his apartment, that he had one of the lowest points of his life. They couldn't even say the girl's name, and he was like, I brought her around, y'all met her. And like, there's a whole another conversation to be had about that. I think the thing that's popping up in my mind is like, and I'm not saying this particular young man or his friend groups are like that, but it goes to a bigger issue of like, men don't really have intimate conversations with their friends where they know who they are, how they navigate adversity. But then when I tell you that your friend was kind of weird and misogynistic, you're like, oh, he's a good dude, I know him. No, you don't. Name 3 people in his life and his birthday. He's a good dude because y'all do hobbies together. Y'all are very good at parallel play. And by that, I mean men. Men are very good. They will hang out with for hours, doing all sorts of things, and not walk away with one piece of information about who the character, the content of the character of that man. That's wild. And then y'all turn around and are adamant, don't want to believe women around you, don't want to believe children around you, that this person is dangerous, or this person is kind of up, or they're showing red flags. I know y'all don't talk to your homeboys. I know y'all don't talk to your friends like that, which is why I don't believe you when you say, oh, so-and-so is a good person. No, I would 127% take a woman's word over it. Yeah. I know that woman has more information than she actually needs to verify the content of that person's character. You see what I'm saying? And someone will be like, how is knowing about my friend's breakup going to let me know about the context of his character? Because of how he behaved, you ignoramus, how he behaved during the breakup, right? If 2 people break up amicably, right? Or not amicably, something goes wrong, right? Let's say your boy got cheated on. Let's put him as the actual victim. Let's say your boy did everything right, he got broken up with. And now he's making fake pages to stalk her. He's messaging her all sorts of things. He's distracted at work and getting written up because he's not sleeping well, because he's sick to his stomach, fams, over this. He's punching holes in the wall. There is something wrong. He doesn't handle bad situations well. So if somebody tells you like, oh my God, I just went through this thing with so-and-so and he like blew the up, that shouldn't be a surprise to you, because you know that situations affect him deeply. So you can believe when somebody tells you that he acted out of pocket. That's why that information matters. You don't know your you don't know your friend's dynamic of their family life, but that could add context. If you're friends with somebody and they done fell out with their sister because they were everyone in her friend group, or they were really disrespectful, or they said something, now you know this weirdo is rude to his family, his own family with him, and you're breaking bread with him at an Applebee's. That is weird. And perhaps you wouldn't be breaking bread at Applebee's had you asked more questions and gotten more context about who this person is, how he shows up. Because it's very easy when y'all are, parallel playing, having hobbies and doing X, Y, Z to be like, oh yeah, he's cool. Yeah, he's cool at Magic the Gathering, my boy. He's not cool in day to day.
Now people say men don't know anything about their friends. I made a game to put it to the test.
I went through a breakup this year. It was really bad.
Don't ask her name.
I had to move out of my apartment. I left New York. Broke my heart.
But you know something crazy? These men will determine the trajectory of her relationship. The men who don't know her name have more influence over her relationship than she did. These guys are going to listen to their friends about what to do, how the bill should be split, who should be taking on what chores. They're going to give more credence to what their friends say, which is probably just some recycled red pill stuff they saw on the internet, rather than listening to their partner. And these guys know nothing about you. I bet they can tell you what she looks like, though. I bet they had whole commentary about whether she was hot enough. Can't tell you her name, but could give you a pretty good rough guess on her cup size. And this is what I've been telling you guys. Everyone is giving you a version of the same information. This man is telling you his friends are so disconnected from him. They don't know what is going on with his life, don't even know his ex-partner's name, nothing about him. Because they're being socialized to just zone out, to consume, whether that's corn, video games, social media. Something is being put in front of them all the time to entertain them, and subsequently they come to expect that from you. They're just sitting there saying, all right, you want a relationship? Go. And do all the work of having one. And you're supposed to be so thrilled that they're there. I love you, don't I? I'm showing up. I'm still here. That's their big contribution. And then when women inevitably say, I don't feel heard, I don't feel respected, you're not contributing anything to this relationship, he goes back and gets advised by the circle of men who are telling them that you expect too much and you're just a gold digger and you're greedy and women aren't like they used to be, all from a bunch of dudes who don't know your name or anything about their so-called friend. And this is just society. People keep telling you, oh, boys will be boys. Well, you can't expect men to be emotionally intelligent. You can't expect them to actually contribute to the maintenance of your relationship. It's just not what they do. So as long as you keep entering relationships with men who have been socialized like this, you're going to keep on having to do 90% or more of all the emotional labor, all the work to keep things going. And people are going to be in his ear telling him, not only is this normal, that if you complain about it, you're the problem. And even if they're not saying this actively, the way that these men are existing is pushing this narrative that they're just supposed to sit back and soak up the sun while you do all the work. I mean, think about it. This is not a circle of friends this guy can count on for anything, because they can't tell you anything about what he's going through at all. They didn't even realize he moved because his relationship broke up. So who do you think is giving him all the support? Who is he leaning on when he has a bad time at work, when his parents get sick, when he's going through depression? Not his friend group. It's all going to fall on you. And is this someone who's going to be able to support you in return? No, not least of which is because he doesn't have a circle who can give him any support. You are his sole source. He's sucking everything out of you. You're going to become a husk. He's going to thrive. When you look for some support back, he's not going to be able to give you any. And you're going to say, why am I consistently drained? How come my life is not working? How come my career is at a standstill? Because of these relationships you've engaged in, because societally, fundamentally, they were designed. Pipeline, where your labor is funneled out. Somebody else receives your labor, and everyone around you upholds the system. His friends, your friends are telling you, it's just normal. That's just the way life is. And still you stop colluding in your own oppression. This is how life will always be for you. Follow and repost if you're ready to make a change. Doctor's orders. Like and follow for more.
These men do surface level relationship or surface level friendship alone. And you see them hanging out with their friends, especially the men that have friends. There's some men that have a lot of friends. And you see them always with their friends, always with their friends. But then you wonder, what are they even talking about? Because they don't really talk emotionally. They don't assist each other deeply. I don't think they get to talk to each other deeply. If you see two friends, girls that together, the connection, everything is there. I don't think it is there for this man. And I don't understand why they're actually being friends, because you see them hanging out all the time, but then they are not connecting with each other deeply. Because tell me why you don't remember your friend, why your friend moved. You say you don't even know why he moved. So your friend actually moved, you don't even know why, you don't even know when. You cannot remember the girl's name. Okay, let's assume you don't remember names, but at least you should remember when he was going through that breakup. Definitely you're not even with him emotionally. Most of the time, these men always want to hang out when they want to have some drinks, or when they want to talk about women, or when they want to hang out with their side chicks and all of that. They don't really connect with each other. And this just explains why these men will remain lonely forever, because at the end of the day, they always want to pour out all their emotions on the women that they are dating. If you have a friend as a man and you don't even know what your friend is going through, you don't know if it's fine, you guys don't connect deeply with conversations, you don't talk about things, you don't remember things, you don't care, probably all you talk about is something that is not even important, how do you hold him accountable if he's doing something wrong? Because some people say, I've never met a man that rapes women. How will you know if your friend rapes? Because you don't even pay attention to what he's saying or whoever is dating, or you don't even know what he's doing with his life. All you know is you guys see and drink and just or play video games together. You guys don't even connect. You guys don't even know each other. You guys, what's your take on this video? Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section. Respectfully, as always, your girl Mariah David, and thank you so much for tuning in today's video. I hope you enjoyed this one. Please like and share and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next one.